in 2009, I lost a partner to heart disease. He was 50 years old. Something like 20% of people die on their first event, don't get medication or they don't get a stent, a heart replacement valve, they basically pass. That's a lot of people, and it was a really, it's hard to even express how you feel when you get up one morning and you go to bed that night and that person that you've been with for 7 years is no longer there. And I'm sure other people have been with people longer than that they've lost. But I always wondered if there was something that I could have done that would have prevented that from happening. And, at the back of my mind, I remember having that conversation with my dad, and he said, well, it's genetics. And then fast forward a couple years later, and I watched Forks Over Knives with T. Colin Campbell and Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn, and particularly Dr. Esselstyn saying heart disease is a preventable disease. It doesn't need to happen. And I had sold a technology company a couple of years earlier, so I had time and opportunity to pursue things that were of high interest to me. And I had always had sort of love for animals, the environment, and then this whole aspect around the newly discovered plant-based nutrition became like the third pillar that I was interested in. We did a 10-day project with Nelson Campbell. I had 45 people actually change their diet for just 10 days. By the end of 10 days, I started getting letters from people saying that this just 10-day thing changed their life. And after working in technology for years, I'd never had anybody actually tell me that I'd changed their life before. We had improved productivity or added new technology, but not life-changing. I don't have experience in the restaurant business. I don't have any education in nutrition, but I'm going to go on this path and see where it leads. And at that time, I met Pericles Silva, who was a sports nutritionist working at Whole Foods. And he joined me with the goal of opening a plant-based restaurant that was organic, where we would provide education for people to make this journey. And the goal was really around removing obstacles to success. So how do you provide education and skills so that when people finish a program, they're confident that they can continue to do this on their own? And then provide food during the 21 days that we offer the program so that they don't have to think about food. They just have to show up for class and eat the food. I think one of the things that excites me the most is when people come up to me in the farmer's market and say, you may not remember me, I was 40 pounds heavier, but this has changed my life. Or waiting for a kidney to be donated so they can have a kidney replacement. So going from less than 20% kidney function to greater than 40% in just 21 days. One fellow that actually supports the restaurant from a services company, he was able to avoid gallbladder surgery. He came in the week of his surgery, postponed it, and then the need for the removal of his gallbladder basically went away. So the hope that people get in being able to take control of their own life without the aid of medications and surgeries and treatments, and live not only a longer life, but a better quality of life. My goal is if people start recognizing that it not only helps them to live a better life, but it's living in a compassionate way with the lightest footprint possible. So I did want to add an improvement that happened with my own life, and that was related to something that I thought I was sort of born with, which is not only a type A personality, but also anxiety that kind of has been with me for a very long time. And it was something that would sort of come and go, and it would happen at times when I was sort of least expecting it, so it didn't really seem to be related to stress. But one of the things that I noticed when I finally took the seafood out of my diet and the small bit of dairy that I still had, it was just like a cloud lifted, and this monkey on my back that I'd had for decades just dissipated. So that's been really my personal benefit that I've achieved. I think my skin has improved. The plant-based diet is the best thing that you can do for skin care It's from the inside out. People are always saying that I have a glow, and that's something that I think comes not from within me, but from the type of food that I eat.